27 seconds moving up to 7. The news comes up next.
DBS News. Fresh in the morning. Eye-opening and balanced. The DBS Morning News starts right now.
This morning's headlines: Director of the Miss OECS pageant says the investments into the regional competition must be encouraged. 5 contestants are to compete at Windsor Park Friday for the OECS title. Trinidadian relatives suing the U.S. over deadly missile strike on alleged drug boats. Former West Indies selector Lockhart Sebastian weighs in on the Caribbean team selected for the T20 World Cup next month. The West Indies under-19 team in crucial World Cup match with Australia. And Castlebrooke Secondary School begins its hunt for the all 3 titles in the sports division secondary schools football program. Details of the morning news right after this.
Need one trusted place to stock up for your home, shop, or business? Fine Foods Inc. Distribution has got you covered. From dry goods and frozen foods to your favorite drinks, alcoholic and non-alcoholic, plus all the household must-have. We've got it all under one roof. We're right here in Jimmy Dominica. And yes, we deliver fast. Whether you're running a supermarket, a corner shop, a bar, or just like your pantry full and happy, Fine Foods Inc. brings you the best brands you know and love. Great prices, top-tier service, trusted products. Call us at 255-6810 or 316-0164 or drop by our Jimmy location to check out what's in store. Fine Foods Inc.
Fine Foods Inc. The biggest distributor for the biggest brand.
Since 1910, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited has proudly served Dominica, offering a wide variety of products and services in shipping, logistics, insurance, travel, retail, and wholesale. We are committed to serve you. Contact us today at 767-255-1100 or visit us at our main office on Old Street, Roseau. From humble beginnings to proud achievements, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited.
Petro Caribbean. Tank installation is part of our mission. Excellent client support is what we got. Contribution to development of Dominica. Supply of LPG at an affordable rate. Let's go. Petro Caribbean straight. No time to waste. So come on everyone with me to Petro Caribbean. 250 gallon propane tank. 420 pound propane tank. 100 pound LPG cylinder. Petro Caribbean. 20 pound fiberglass cylinder. Petro Caribbean. Petro Caribbean. Petro Caribbean. Petro Caribbean. Petro Caribbean. Petro Caribbean. Petro Caribbean.
So fast pay on you an easy way to pay. So fast pay. So fast pay.
You asked for it and you got it. A quicker way to pay your bills online. It's fast, secure, and easy to use. No registration, no additional fees. Flow is now offering FastPay, an online service that allows you to settle your bills in less than 2 minutes. Need a receipt? FastPay will send it to your email immediately. Use FastPay now for convenience, safety, and efficiency at discoverflow.co/fastpay.
So fast pay. 2 minutes and you're on your way. So fast pay. So fast pay.
Flow is keeping you connected.
DBS News.
Welcome back to the DBS Major Morning News. The news this morning brought to listeners through the kind compliments of Fine Foods Inc., Petro Caribbean, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited, and Flow Dominica. My name is Curtis Matthew. Here we go with our lead story. Director of the Miss OECS Queen Pageant, Romualda Hyacinth, says the investment into the Miss OECS Queen contestants is an investment into the future of the region. 5 participants will compete for the Miss OECS Queen title on Friday at Windsor Park Stadium.
It's not just a competition, it is a platform. A platform for young women to amplify their voices, a platform to showcase the richness of our traditions, and a platform to remind the world that the OECS is not only a geographic space, but a community bound by resilience, pride, and hope. Through this pageant, we crown not only a queen, but ambassadors of culture, goodwill, and empowerment. We officially present to you the contestants, remarkable young women who embody the spirit of radiance and beauty. Each of them carries the dreams of an island and the pride of a people and the promise of tomorrow. We applaud them for stepping forward to represent the OECS with grace, courage, and dedication. And to the participating countries, thank you for your unwavering support and commitment. Your investment in these young women is an investment in the future of our region. Together, you have made this pageant possible. And tonight we celebrate not only the contestants, but the unity of our nations.
And that's the director of the Miss OECS Queen Pageant, Romualda Hyacinth. Meanwhile, Dominica's ambassador to the OECS and CARICOM, Dr. Gerald Jajak, says the Miss OECS pageant should be encouraged as the event advances regional integration.
The OECS Queen Pageant has for decades stood as more than a competition. It never was just a competition. It is actually a powerful regional institution that brings together people from our member states, young women, patrons, artists, etc. And in doing so, it reflects the values of OECS integration, commonality, fraternity, and solidarity. Through this pageant, we see our region not as isolated islands, but as a connected community bound by common history, shared challenges, and collective aspirations. The OECS Queen Pageant embodies these principles in a unique and visible way as contestants socialize, train, and grow together, learning not only about themselves, but about the cultures, the traditions, and perspectives of the sister territories. These interactions build lasting relationships and a deep appreciation for what unites us, while celebrating the diversity that enriches our region. The pageant also serves as a platform for leadership, development, and regional advocacy. Our contestants are ambassadors, young women who engage with issues such as education, climate resilience, cultural preservation, entrepreneurship, and social development.
And that's Dominica's ambassador to the OECS and CARICOM, Dr. Gerard Jajak. Well, the 5 contestants for the Miss OECS pageant are Antigua and Barbuda's Kia Kerwan, Anguilla's Ariel Boucher, British Virgin Islands, Donielle Hodge, Miss Dominica, Tanisha Ballasson, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Dabvana Providence. Reigning Miss OECS Kiana Dyer of Dominica, she's going to be taking part in the event on Friday. The theme of the competition is Crowning Radiance, Embracing Unity. DBS Radio will broadcast the Miss OECS pageant live from 8 o'clock at Windsor Park Stadium on Friday night. Other news this morning, Dominica has welcomed its first Pakistani ambassador, His Excellency Shahbaz Malik. On Monday, the ambassador-designate presented his credentials to the President of Dominica, Her Excellency Sylvanie Burton. In her remarks, Dominica's president highlighted the mutual interests shared by the two countries and expressed a desire to strengthen bilateral relations.
Dominica and Pakistan have long demonstrated a commitment to resilience and perseverance in the face of adversity. Pakistan's contributions to international peacekeeping, humanitarian assistance, and development cooperation are widely recognized. Dominica, as a small island developing state, has championed climate justice, sustainable development, and the protection of vulnerable communities. These shared experiences provide a strong foundation upon which we can build a deeper and more purposeful partnership. Your Excellency, I note your commitment to endeavor to strengthen political and commercial links and people-to-people contact between our two countries. As we look to the future, there is considerable scope to enhance bilateral relations and practical cooperation between our two countries. We see opportunities to strengthen collaboration in areas such as education and capacity building, including scholarships, academic exchanges, and technical training. Cooperation in agriculture, tourism, food security, renewable energy, and climate resilience is particularly relevant as both our nations confront the impacts of climate change and the urgent need for sustainable development pathways.
And that's the President of Dominica, Her Excellency Sylvanie Burton. Here now is the Pakistani ambassador to Dominica, His Excellency Shahbaz Malik.
I'm the non-resident ambassador to your lovely country, Commonwealth of Dominica. I also have the honor of being the first ambassador to present my credentials to Her Excellency, and Pakistan's leadership sends best wishes to your country and to your people, and we hope to strengthen these bilateral relations in the coming days.
And that's the Pakistani ambassador to Dominica, His Excellency Shahbaz Malik. Other news this morning, parliamentary representative for the Portsmouth constituency, Fenella Wenham Shepherd, has highlighted what she says is the expansion of the American-Canadian School of Medicine at Portsmouth. The 6th white coat ceremony of the school took place last week, with 19 students receiving their white coats.
I wish to extend heartfelt congratulations to the American-Canadian School of Medicine, ACSOM, on the successful hosting of its 6th white coat ceremony. This ceremony is not only a proud moment for the students and their families, but also a moment of pride for the entire Portsmouth community. ACSOM's presence in our town continues to positively shape lives, inspire excellence, and strengthen our local institutions. To date, there are 94 students enrolled, and at the 7th white coat, that number is expected to be a lot more. In Dean Ahmadi's presentation, he mentioned that already 94 new applicants have been approved for the new semester. This speaks well. It means there will be more people in the town. And this would obviously bring several benefits to Portsmouth, including increased economic activity through student and faculty residency, the use of our local services, housing, transportation, and of course, commerce.
And that's the parliamentary representative for the Portsmouth constituency, Fenella Wenham Shepherd. Deputy Police Chief Jeffrey James has issued a stern warning to motorists to respect the designated Carnival route. James says the police will take a zero-tolerance approach towards anyone who violates the law.
The Carnival route, particularly in Ruzu, is stipulated by the SRNO, which is made by the minister. And it is definitely an offense to find yourself in the Carnival route cycling or riding or motoring in terms of motor vehicles on the Carnival route. That's an offense. It will not be tolerated. So therefore, you ought not to be on the route designated by the minister with reference to SRNO, and you will be dealt with according to law if you violate or infringe on the route, the Carnival route. We haven't published the route. We expect people to govern themselves accordingly. How can you find yourself on a vehicle driving the route of the Carnival? It is a danger to revelers. It is a danger to yourself too. And fundamentally, that will not be tolerated, I should say. Well, the police will have a zero tolerance for anybody who violate the order. That is the Carnival order, simply called the Carnival order, which is the SRNO made by the minister. We expect it to be the same as last year, and with maybe a little tweak, but generally the offenses as per the order remains the same. Like no fireworks, no weapon will be permitted, disorderly conduct, this kind of offenses. The police will have a zero tolerance to this kind of offenses. No criminal activity will be tolerated during the carnival, and people who violated the carnival order will be swiftly arrested and taken before a magistrate court subsequently to be dealt with according to law.
And that's the Deputy Chief of Police, Jeffrey James. Well, relatives of 2 Trinidadian men killed last year in a U.S. military strike on a boat allegedly carrying drugs filed a wrongful death lawsuit on Tuesday against the U.S. government. It is the first such case to be brought against the Trump administration over the 36 missile strikes in the Caribbean and Eastern Pacific, which have left at least 125 people dead since September. Well, the suit is being brought by the families of 26-year-old Chad Joseph and 41-year-old Rishi Samaru, who were killed. They were among 6 people killed in an October 14 strike in the Caribbean. President Donald Trump alleged at the time that 6 male narco-terrorists were killed in a boat allegedly ferrying drugs from Venezuela to the United States. Well, Washington has yet to release any evidence supporting its claims that the targeted boats had links to drug cartels designated by Trump as terrorist organizations. It is 16 minutes after 7 o'clock. That's a look at the DBS Morning News. Don't go away. The Sports Bulletin comes up shortly.
Need one trusted place to stock up for your home, shop, or business? Fine Foods Inc. Distribution has got you covered. From dry goods and frozen foods to your favorite drinks, alcoholic and non-alcoholic, plus all the household must-have. We've got it all under one roof. We're right here in Jimmy Dominica. And yes, we deliver fast. Whether you're running a supermarket, a corner shop, a bar, or just like your pantry full and happy, Fine Foods Inc. brings you the best brands you know and love. Great prices, top-tier service, trusted products. Call us at 255-6810 or 316-0164 or drop by our Jimmy location to check out what's in store. Fine Foods Inc.
Fine Foods Inc. The biggest distributor for the biggest brand.
Since 1910, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited has proudly served Dominica, offering a wide variety of products and services in shipping, logistics, insurance, travel, retail, and wholesale. We are committed to serve you. Contact us today at 767-255-1100 or visit us at our main office on Old Street, Roseau. From humble beginnings to proud achievements, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited.
Petro Caribbean. Tank installation is part of our mission. Excellent client support is what we got. Contribution to development of Dominica. Supply of LPG at an affordable rate. Let's go. Petro Caribbean straight. No time to waste. So come on everyone with me to Petro Caribbean. 250 gallon propane tank. 420 pound propane tank. 100 pound LPG cylinder. Petro Caribbean. 20 pound fiberglass cylinder. Petro Caribbean. Petro Caribbean. Petro Caribbean. Petro Caribbean. Petro Caribbean. Petro Caribbean. Petro Caribbean.
So fast pay, a new and easy way to play. So fast pay, so fast pay.
You asked for it and you got it. A quicker way to pay your bills online. It's fast, secure, and easy to use. No registration, no additional fees. Flow is now offering FastPay, an online service that allows you to settle your bills in less than 2 minutes. Need a receipt? FastPay will send it to your email immediately. Use FastPay now for convenience, safety, and efficiency at discoverflow.co/fastpay.
So fast pay, 2 minutes and you're on your way. So fast pay, so fast pay.
Flow is keeping you connected.
Covering the nation and beyond. DBS Sports Report.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins and bidets. PVC piping, fittings and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
Here's a quick tip from NBD.
A quick tip from the National Bank of Dominica Limited. Scammers may send fake emails or texts. Remember, NBD will never ask you to reset your more banking password or share your card PIN, CVV, or other sensitive information this way. Stay alert. Stay secure. When in doubt, contact NBD, your partner, your bank.
Let's begin the DBS Morning Sports Report with cricket news. The West Indies under-19 team, they're locked in battle with Australia in the Super 6 stage of the ICC under-19 World Cup. Well, the West Indies, they are fielding. Australia is batting. Melia Joseph Dennis has been following proceedings. Melia, what can you tell us about the encounter?
Well, as you say, West Indies are facing a must-win situation here against Australia. West Indies, having won the toss, elected to bowl first, and now the 50 overs has been batted by the Australians, setting a target of 314 for the West Indies. We have the likes of Oliver Peak batting to 109, not out for Australia, with Nitish Samuel scoring a half-century, 56 again for Australia. The bowlers for West Indies, Jakim Javier Pollard taking 2 wickets for 37 runs. We have J. Ray Gittins, 2 wickets for 45 runs, and Vital Laws and Mika Mackenzie taking a wicket each. So the score, Australia batting first, setting a score of 314 for the loss of 7 wickets. So West Indies will have to make 315 runs in their innings to guarantee a place in the next round.
Thank you very much, Melia Joseph Dennis, for your very good report on the West Indies Australia under-19 World Cup match. Well, former West Indies selector Lockhart Sebastian believes the West Indies has the talent to advance from the group stage of the 2026 ICC T20 World Cup, but has expressed reservations about their ability to go deep into the tournament against stronger opposition. Cricket West Indies on Monday released the T20 squad, which will be captained by Shea Hope. Reacting to the squad, Sebastian said that while most of the selections were expected, a few inclusions have prompted discussion.
Well, most of the players who are there now, obviously, any selector would have picked most of them. But you look at somebody like Johnson Charles. Obviously, Johnson Charles' record in the last, 2 years, surely doesn't say that a selector should be picking him. Honestly, his record has been poor. And if you look at the composition of the team, he could end up starting in the 11 because there are only 2 opening batsmen on the team, in himself and Brandon King. So that is a bit of a surprise. Also, Shimron Hetmeyer. People talk about Johnson Charles, but Hetmeyer himself hasn't done much in the last so many years. So these two, obviously, there'll be question marks over them. And Young Samson, I see they're taking a chance with Young Samson. He played last year in the CPL, had a couple of good innings. So these are the 3 you would put question marks by them. But most of the other players, you would have expected them to have been selected.
Okay, in terms of that squad, do you think, that squad, has what it really takes to go really deep into the tournament?
Well, I expect them to get out of the first round. I mean, when I say out of the first round in their zone, you have England there, you have Italy, you have Nepal, and now Scotland because Bangladesh are not there. So you expect West Indies to get to the Super 8. But when they get to Super 8, that's where they will have a problem. I don't think our bowling is strong enough to carry us through. I think that's where we might have a problem. So I would expect the West Indies team to get out of their zone, get to the Super 8, but in the Super 8, when we'll meet some of the heavyweights, we might have a problem.
And that's the former West Indies selector, Lockett Sebastian, speaking to Alian Christopher. Other sports this morning, football. Well, the Castlebrew Secondary School will begin its hunt for all 3 titles in the Sports Division Secondary School football program as the curtains begin to come down on the school's football league for 2026. The Castlebrew Secondary School, they're in the finals of the under-15, under-17, and under-20 divisions. They will begin their hunt for silverware in the under-15 finals this afternoon at Benjamin's Park when they are up against the Portsmouth Secondary School. Castlebrew Secondary School coach Delroy Watt says his school is ready for the matchup.
Let's stick to the game plan. We had a brief session today where we spoke to the players, gave the players advice about, at least get into bed early this evening so they can at least get 8 hours of sleep. So come tomorrow, they'll be performing at their optimal. In terms of the game plan, if the players stick to their game plan, Gavin, I believe we can win the championship tomorrow, remaining tactically disciplined, keeping that communication going. And we have leaders in certain lines, certain areas of the field, strategic areas of the field. If they continue to speak to the team, keep the team focused, keep the team motivated, I believe we can win the game. And of course, once we take our chances, Gavin.
And that's the Castlebrew Secondary School coach, Delroy Watt. Well, the Castlebrew Secondary School had beaten Portsmouth Secondary School 1-0 in the round-robin phase. Watt says the team, they took a lot from the first encounter.
Last time we played them, we won only 1-0. Very tough match, competitive match. So we were not underestimating them because of the difficulty level when we encountered them in the group stage. In the group stage, I think that was sometime last week at the Newtown Savannah. We were only able to defeat them in the second half by scoring 1 goal, and we won that match 1-0. So that speaks volume going into the game tomorrow. We know that it's going to be a competitive match, and we know that for us to win, we have to take our chances. We have to stick to the game plan. We have to stay focused, Gavin.
And that's the Castlebrew Secondary School coach, Delroy Watt. Meanwhile, the Portsmouth Secondary School coach, Oris Mills, is expecting a tight encounter.
The players are quite excited about the match, and mentally I must say that they are quite ready. Unfortunately, we would have lost last year in the 13 and under finals versus the CBSS. However, this time, with the experience gained and the lessons learned, we are looking to go one step further and raising the title this year.
With Castlebrew Secondary School having gotten the better of you guys in the round-robin phase, what did you take from that encounter, and how do you plan on addressing the shortcomings that you had back then?
During the round-robin phase, PSS versus CBSS was an evenly and tightly contested match. Unfortunately, in the end, they nicked it by 1-0. However, we realized that one of the main reasons why we're not able to come out victorious in that match was because we failed to take our chances, and they were able to convert one of theirs. Tomorrow, we are very confident that should we create those chances again, we'd be in a much better position to finish those chances and hopefully secure the win.
And that's the Portsmouth Secondary School coach, Oris Mills. The finals will get underway at 3 o'clock this afternoon from Benjamin's Park. Well, some more football news. The head coach of the women's under-17 football team, Rosilia Regis, is urging her team to stay focused as they look to rebound in the CONCACAF Under-17 qualifiers. Dominica has gotten off to a rough start with heavy defeats to the Dominican Republic and Nicaragua. Regis says the scoreline does not necessarily reflect the performances on the field. Dominica will play its next match against Belize at 6 o'clock this evening.
Well, the girls are high-spirited despite the losses. And I say high-spirited means that they are not casting their heads down. They're not in dismay. They're taking this as a learning experience, and they're going to try to apply it in the next 2 games that's ahead of us.
All right. We took on Nicaragua last night. We lost that game 9-0, but like you said, it was a learning experience. Did you see any marked improvements compared to the game against the Dominican Republic?
Big improvement, and I must say the scoreline does not give the girls justice because of how they played. We had a game plan, and it was difficult for Nicaragua to score in the first 12 minutes of the game, and we placed a lot of pressure on them. But as you know, this is a tough team that we're playing, tough opponents, and we just couldn't keep up certain times, but they fought, and I must say that this is a learning experience. We're going to build on that. So the next 2 teams, we're looking to apply what we have learned from the first 2 games, and especially against Nicaragua.
All right. And of course, easier opponents, some might say, USVI and Belize to come up. But how would you guard against complacency? Because mentally the girls will probably figure out it's going to be easier opponents, but you still have to go out there and get the job done. So what will be the message to the girls over the next few hours?
Well, nobody is easy. No one is easy. You have to come out with that mentality that they want to win as well. So just applying what you have learned and using the experience from the past 2 games, because we might think that USVI and Belize are teams that we can work on, but this is not true. This is not true. Whenever you're on the field, the game can change at any moment, and it's a mental thing. And I think that the girls are not complacent. They're ready to fight, and they want to give their best.
And that's the head coach of the women's under-17 football team, Rosilia Regis. Meanwhile, the Dominican Republic holds the top spot in Group A with 6 points and a better goal difference over Nicaragua, who also on 6 points. Belize, Dominica, and the USVI are yet to get off the mark. Finally, let's go back to some cricket news. The South African captain Aiden Makram hit a blazing half-century as South Africa made light work over the West Indies to take a 1-0 lead in their 3-match T20 series on Tuesday. The West Indies batting first struggled for big partnership early on before Shimron Hetmyer and Rovman Powell provided some late fireworks in the back end of the innings. Hetmyer made 48, Powell 29 not out as the West Indies made 173 for 7 in their 20 overs. George Lindy took 3 for 25, Maharaj 2 for 44 for South Africa. While South Africa in reply made light work of the run chase, Aiden Makram got 86 not out of 47 balls as South Africa made 176 for 1 in 17.5 overs. South Africa won by 9 wickets. Of course, the West Indies, the regular T20 captain Shea Hope was rested for the match. The second T20 will take place on Thursday. And Janili Glasgow and Afi Fletcher both put in solid all-round shifts to power the Windward Island ladies team to a crushing win over Trinidad to start off their campaign in the Cricket West Indies Regional Super 50 Overs tournament on a winning note in St. Vincent on Tuesday. Glasgow and Fletcher got half centuries to lead the Windwards to a score of 225 for 7 in their 50 overs batting first. Glasgow made 73, Fletcher 61, Zeta James 38, Trinidad chasing 226 were all out for 134. Afi Fletcher took 4 for 23, Janili Glasgow 2 for 14. The Windwards won by 91 runs. In other matches, The West Indies spinner Ashmini Munisa took a 4-wicket haul as Guyana beat Jamaica by 5 wickets. Jamaica, they were bowled out for 76. Ashmini Munisa picked up 4 for 23 for Guyana. Guyana, in reply, made 77 for 5 in 27 overs to win by 5 wickets. And Barbados beat the Leewards. Barbados were bowled out for 144, and Hector took 4 for 19 for the Leewards. The Leewards, in their run chase, they were bowled out for